I don't care what anybody says. Petr Yan versus Cory Sandhagen was the best UFC fight of the year to date. This fight told a story. This fight had the perfect mixture of heart and strategy. This fight is every analyst's dream. So let's get right into it. Cory Sandhagen started this fight off probing Yan at range and doing very well. His footwork and his head movement were amazing to watch. He kind of took Dominic Cruz's foundation of footwork, but advanced it to the next level. He does such a good job at angling off on his stance switches and pulling on punches. You saw him come out with a lot of feints and mixed his boxing up to the body. He was constantly getting Petr to raise and drop his hands. He also used a takedown threat to give Yan that to think about as well. And we've seen that level of feinting and unorthodox mix-ups give Yan trouble time and time again. But like always, he strategically breaks someone down over the course of 5 rounds. You saw it with the Aljamain Sterling fight. You saw it with the Jose Aldo fight. Yan started finding the shots that would work on Sandhagen, that being the body kicks, hooks, straights. Sandhagen did a good job at making Yan miss a lot, but when Yan would step in, switch stances, and then throw, if Cory hadn't angled off, Yan would catch him with some big shots because Sandhagen has a habit of pulling on punches and going for the counter when he thinks he's safe and he's out of range. But Yan started putting himself in place to land those big shots where Sandhagen wasn't quite far enough away to avoid the strike. I would love for Teddy Atlas, a boxing analyst and personality, to sit back and watch this fight. I feel this is something he would truly appreciate. Both of these men showed incredible footwork, boxing, and head movement. They both took time to mix things up to the body, especially early in the fight, putting that water in the tank, as Teddy says. One of my favorite mix-up from Sandhagen was in the 5th round where he feints a takedown and then rips the uppercut tightly up the middle. Ooh, this was beautiful. Yan started using spinning attacks at the end of some of his combos because Sandhagen was playing off of his reactions like most of these rangy snipers do. In the 3rd round where Yan drops Sandhagen, Yan throws out a wide left hook, which Sandhagen blocks. Yan put a lot of power into this, and when he missed, it left him leaning hard on his right. So Sandhagen thinks he is safe. He drops his hand, ready to make the next move, and Yan follows up with that powerful spinning back fist, clipping Sandhagen right on the chin. He also landed a looping left hook for good measure, right on the temple. I thought Yan was going to finish Sandhagen on the ground here, but credit to Sandhagen, man. This guy came to fight. Yan would feint in one direction to get Sandhagen to circle out in a particular direction, then intercept him with spinning kicks and back fists, landing the body and to the head. This is one of the ways that Yan found out how to punish Sandhagen's footwork style and his patterns. He started really catching on to just when he would pivot off and what he would react to know which side to circle out to. Both fighters showed incredible heart and fight IQ, and therefore it was my favorite fight of the year. The level at which these guys were playing was absolutely blowing my mind. We're done with checkers here. MMA has moved on to chess. I would like to see Sandhagen take on Rob Font next. I feel that is a good fight to see who has the better range management. That fight could go either way, and it's a toss-up for who would come out on top. I think Sandhagen could land the bigger, more devastating shots. I think the jumping knee up the middle would give Rob Font some problems, but Rob Font will be keeping it humble with that jab all night. Sandhagen has a good jab too, but Rob Font uses his jab at full extension. I believe he has a longer reach as well. This would definitely help to find out where everyone is at in the top 5, because we all see that Sandhagen is one of the best in the world. I don't believe that Garbrandt is in that top echelon of the bantamweight at the moment. So I'll need to see a bit more from Font before he gets a title shot. And I see Sandhagen as the ideal test for Font. All credit to Sandhagen. He showed incredible fight IQ and heart in this matchup. I expect to see more great things come from him. His story is not over, I guarantee you. As for Yan, Aljamain Sterling. We need the title to be unified and bring an end to this confusing chapter of the bantamweight division, because that bantamweight division is packed, and it's kind of sad that this is kind of where it's sitting. Like, we don't want the bantamweight division to be won off of a DQ. That leaves so many holes in the validity of the belt. With that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also find us on Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and of course, Spotify. Remember, this is not a sport. You don't play fight.